today's lecture. Then I will make sure that I send it to all of you so that you can rewatch. All right. Are you all able to see the screen?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
No.
Yes.
So those ones who can see it,
No.
the problem will be the network or the devices
Yes.
that they are using. So, but it's not a problem. You will get the recording after. So whatever things that I'm saying here, I also enable the live chat. So in the chat you can also see or hear or just watch whatever things that I will be saying here. If you can hear it clearly, you can just check on the charts, because whatever things that I'm saying now is being typed automatically on the charts to make it easy for those ones who can hear me, so that they can just read from the charts. So I'm sure that maybe those who are able to see the charts, they are able to see that whatever things that I'm saying now is being typed on the other side. Okay, the objectives of this chapter. Firstly, at the end of this lecture, we will be able to identify or to define what is a spreadsheet, and they also explain the basic functionality. I'm also going to introduce you to the basic features of Excel. So today you will know of some terminology that we are going to use in Excel. So you are going to meet some of the words that you have to familiarize yourself with when you are using Microsoft Excel. So you will know how to enter data in Microsoft Excel, how to format the data in Microsoft Excel. You understand the functions. So Excel, it's all about functions. So you will understand the functions in Excel. You will understand the operator and the order of precedence. And from there, the last part is the creating of the charts, those bar graph. How do you create the charts after having the data that you have, and you want to draw a graph? So how do you do that using Microsoft Excel? So towards the end of this, you will be able to know, firstly, to define a spreadsheet and explain some basic functionality, and you know some terminology, entering data. Okay, let me just try to mute those ones who are talking at the background. So, okay, I'll just mute everyone for now. All right, I just mute everyone for now, because there are those ones who are joining us late and they are disturbing the lesson. All right, as I was saying, that at the end you know how to define the spreadsheet, explain the basic functionality. I will introduce you to these basic features in Excel. You will know some terminology, entering data, formatting data. You understand some functions, the operators, together with the order of precedence, and also knowing how to create charts. So someone can ask you, even on the test exam, or what is Microsoft Excel? So Microsoft Excel, you define it this way. There are two definitions that I'm going to give you. You can choose the simplest one. So Microsoft Excel is an electronic spreadsheet. So if you check all these definitions, they are very much simple and straightforward. We say Microsoft Word is the word processing software that we can use it to type a document, and we say Excel is a PowerPoint presentation that you can use it to create the slides. So Microsoft Excel is an electronic spreadsheet. So this one is an electronic spreadsheet. You can use it to organize your data into row and column. The best uses of this Excel is to perform mathematical calculation quickly. So we use this Microsoft Excel to perform mathematical calculation quickly. So with the aid of Microsoft Excel, you don't have to struggle to do some mathematical calculation. So Excel can help you uh, to do that quickly and straightforward. So you will see it now as we do the small practical that with Microsoft Excel, you don't have to struggle to do the calculations. So it can help you to perform these mathematical calculations quickly. So you can also, if you like to define this Microsoft Excel, you can define it as a powerful spreadsheet program that allow the user to organize data, to complete calculation, make decision, graph data. You see, after getting this data, you can also graph it. You can develop professional looking report. You can publish organized data to web and access real-time data from the website. So with this Microsoft Excel, you can do that. You can make decision. You can graph data. So you can define it as a powerful. Okay, let me just admit these ones who are asking for admission here. Okay. All right, let's continue. I was just trying to admit those ones. There were other students who were asking for admission. So that's why I say you can define this Microsoft Excel as a powerful spreadsheet program that allow user to organize data, complete calculation, make decisions, graph data, develop professional looking report, publish, organize data to a web, and access real-time uh, data from the web. So as I've said on the objective here, that I'm also going to, the first thing is to define, I'm also going to introduce you to these basic features of Excel, where the first part is to understand those terminology that you will come across uh, when you are working with Microsoft Excel. So that is why here, this one, we are going to talk about this vocabulary or terminology that you will come across. So when you are using Microsoft Excel, there are terms that you will come across them. Terms like a workbook. You will get this term like workbook. So a workbook is an Excel file with one or more sheets or pages. So it's just the collection of worksheets. So if I give you a test or an exam and you are asked what is the workbook, a workbook is just an Excel file with one or more sheets or pages. You will see it as we continue here. It's just the collection of worksheets. So if I just say, okay, can you open the workbook? So I'm saying just open Excel file. And that Excel file contains one or more sheets or pages. So it's something like this. You will see it as we do a simple practical here online. So if you check, when you open your Microsoft Excel, you are going to see this window. So in this window, we say this is a workbook. So when you open Microsoft Excel, you will see this workbook. This workbook, we say, is just an Excel file with one or more sheets or pages. So if you check here, I will just use this pointer So if you check here, it's written sheet 1, sheet 2, and 3. So this is an Excel file that contains one or more sheets or pages. So this is page 1, page 2, page 3. So the other term that you can come across is the term worksheet. So when we say a worksheet, we are referring to a spreadsheet. This is the page in the workbook. So these are the page. These are the worksheet. These are the page in the workbook. So the worksheet is organized into the rectangular grid containing vertical column and a horizontal row. And a column letter above the grid is okay, sorry, a column letter above the grid, also called the column heading. Identify each column. So a row number on the left side of the grid, also called a row heading. Identify each row. So I will just show you here with this one. We say a column letter above the grid, we call them column heading. These are the column letter A up to Z. And after Z, it continue to say AA, AB, AC, AD, up to AZ. And after AZ, it continue to say AZA, so up until. So we say these ones, this column letter which is above the grid, we call it a column heading. This is the column heading, and this one is a column, is a row heading. So a row number, these are the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 up to infinity. This row number on the left side, we call them a row heading. So a row, it means a horizontal, it's a horizontal or row number. A column is a vertical, which is a column letter. These are the column letters, and this one are the row numbers. So you have to understand these ones before we continue understanding the column and the row. So if you understand this one, you are done with the Excel. So you will see it as we continue. So the other term that you will come across in Microsoft Excel is the term a cell. So a cell is just a combination of a row and a column. For example, if I say go to cell D3, go to cell D3, we say a cell is a combination of a row and a column. So if I say go to cell D3, it means that you go to D and 3. So this one is the cell D3, this one is the cell D3. So if on the test I say or during the practical I say go to cell D3, so you have to point here. This is D3. If I say G5, so you go to G and this is 5. So where they meet, this is G5. So a cell is a combination of a row and a column. So if you are asked at the test, okay, let me ask here from this one. You can type it or just say it. Okay, let me just open mic for everyone because I mute everyone since those ones who were joining us late, they were disturbing us. So I'm going to option here and enable the mic. Okay, there are those ones who say they can't see anything. So it's from their phones. So don't worry, I will send these ones as after this meeting. I will also send it so that you can be able to see. So that is why I say we have to take at least 30 minutes so that you can have enough data to download these recordings. All right. So I just want to ask here from everyone who's here. We say an active cell is cell which is currently in use. So if I ask here, let's say maybe I give you this worksheet, this one, and I say, tell me which cell is active. What are you going to answer? Which cell is active? Which cell is it's A1? Yes. Yes, the cell which is active here, it's A1. So if I say active cell is the cell that is currently in use, you will see it that is highlighted like this one. So a value in Excel will refer to numeric entries used in calculations. So those are value. Labels are just text that describe the data. Then we also have what we call a formula bar. So this is where now you type your formulas. A formula bar is turned on. So if the formula bar is turned on, the cell address of that cell you are in displayed in the number box, which is located on the left side of the formula bar. You will see it now. You will see it just now. This is just a structure of Excel. So I'm just going to open this Microsoft Excel now, and we do just a simple practical for now. In 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it will be done. So I'm just going to show you this simple one, and then from there, I will give you a simple homework that you can just go and do it in your own spare time. So now I'm just going to open, okay, let me just use my screen here. Okay. I'm sure that all of you are able to see my screen. Are you all able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So if you want to open Microsoft Excel, you go to Window button, and from Window button, you just type Excel. Excel, then the Excel app will come, then you open it. So this is the new page. This is the new page. So now, because of time, I'm not going to type a lot of stuff in this one. Okay, for those ones who are able to see me, can you tell me the active cell? Anyone who can answer it? Which cell is active?
E6.
Yes, it's E6.
E6.
Yes. Okay. All right. At least you are able to see. Okay. Now, I just want us to work in these ones. I just created these smaller ones here. I'm going to delete. I'm going to delete all this information which is here. So that we'll just start from this one. I'm just going to clear this content, and then, okay, now we say the reason why we are using this Microsoft Excel is so that it can help us to do mathematical calculation quickly, as the definition says, that the Microsoft Excel is the electronic spreadsheet that you can use it to perform mathematical calculation quickly. So I want to show you why are we saying that it can help us to perform mathematical calculation quickly. Let's say you have a class of 200 students, and this class of 200 students, you are going to give them 4 tests, and they are also going to write exam. So just imagine if you have to do the calculation for all those students one by one. You have to use calculator to say, okay, this person got to 20 on test number 1, got this one on test number 2. One by one, you do all those calculations. Just imagine the time that will be required for you to do that. But instead of that, you can use Microsoft Excel to perform those calculations quickly and easily. So I'm just going to show you how. So in this case, because test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, these ones you have to enter them. So it's after the students wrote the test. Let's say, for example, you have this spreadsheet. You have this total number of students, which are 5. You write their names. So if there are 200, all of them, they will be listed there. Then this student, you give them first test, and on the first test, let's say this Mudau R here got 50, and the Mulauzi got 67, and this Moyo get 23, and this Mamba got 78. Maybe we have another genius person who get 98. Then you give them a second test. Okay, this person at least improve, and this one also improve, and this one just got 34, and this one now was playing, and this one also, because this one is a genius, this person got 90, and you have your test number 3, and then this person got 65, this one got 60, this one got 84, and this one got this mark. It will depends on the marks that the student got, and this one got this one. Let's say now this person is improving, and this one is also improving, but this one is just playful. And okay, now you have these marks. You give them first test, you give them second test, you give them third test, you give them fourth test. Now you want to do the calculation for all these students, one by one. You want to get the sum of these students. You want to get their semester mark, and then this exam mark you have to do it, and you also have to get the final mark for these students. So if you are to calculate these marks one by one, you are going to spend the whole day. But instead of that, we can use some function. If you remember there, we say I'm going to introduce you to some of the functions that you can use in Microsoft Excel. So today I'm only going to introduce you to only 5 functions. Then we end this broadcast. So the first function that I want you to know is the function called sum. The second one that I want you to know is the function called average. And the other ones is count, marks, and marquee. Or maybe today only, let's only focus on sum and average. These other ones we'll do in Friday in class. So now let's say, for example, you want to calculate the summation of test 1 to test number 4 for this guy Mudau R. So what you have to do, you go to this column here, to this cell, which is G5, and whenever you want to start to write a function in Excel, you start a function by equal sign. So you will say equal sign. This is the first function that you are going to learn today. You can also check it here. This is the function. So you can write it here. You point a cell, then you write it there. You say equals to, and then you say sum. You write the word sum. So Excel will also show you there so that you don't misspell it. So you will say sum. So it show you that you want to do summation from where to where. So I'm going to do the summation for test 1 to test number 4 of this guy Mudau R. So it means that the value that the number that I'm going to enter there is C5. I want to do the summation of C from C5 to. So this 2 sign is you use a colon to what? To F5. Are you all getting it?
Yes.
Yes. So now when you are done with that, you say enter. So if you enter that, if you check here, it give me the summation of this 50, 57, 65, and 70. So this is the summation of this number. Because I write this formula, which is equal sign. If you start any formula with equal sign, then you say sum. You want to do summation from C5. C5 is this one. C5 is this one up to this one, which is F5. So it means that you add 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them. So the summation of this one is this one. So after doing the summation for the first person, you don't have to continue writing the formula again and again, because we say with Excel you can perform mathematical calculation quickly. So let's prove it that we can do that quickly. So if you are in this cell that you already give the formula, you can just use your, if you check this pointer, if I'm here, this plus sign is not shaded. So you go to the corner, this where there is a dot. When you see the sign changing to be highlighted, this plus which is highlighted, you press and hold your mouth and drag it down. So when you drag it down like this, so it's going to do the calculation for all these other ones. So if I press this one, you will see that it shows that it's the summation of C6 to F6. And if we check here, is C6 is this guy up to F6, which is this one. If I press here, it will also show me that this is the summation of C7 to this one. So you only do one, and the rest it will just do it for you. Did you all get that one?
Yes.
Okay, now the last one that we are going to do for today, so that at least I don't consume your data. The other formulas that we are going to do. So let's say now we say the semester mark is the average, of the test. So average is calculated how? Using mathematical formula. Average, it means that is test 1 plus test 2 plus test 3 plus test 4 divided by 4. So with Excel, you can just use the function called average. So here on the semester marker, you can just come and say equal sign, and you write the function called average. It's just the word average. Average. Then you want to get the average from what? The same. So it's the average from C5 up to F5 for this guy Mutawa. Then you see, so the average for this one, it means that this person will qualify to write exam with the average of 60. All right. I just want to ask this. Okay, before I ask this one, so you can drag here. You can go to the corner if you want to get the average for other students. You can go to the corner, drag down, go like this. So all of them, to mean that it's only one person who's not going to qualify to write. So okay, I just want to ask you a question now. Before this other part, we will fill it maybe the other time. So I just want to ask the question now from everyone who's online. What is, if I ask you a question, what is the function to calculate the average? Because these are the questions that we are going to see on the exam or test. What is the function that is used to calculate the semester mark for Mamba J? For Mamba J, what is the function used to calculate the semester mark of Mamba J? Anyone who can answer? Okay, I would say write down the function. Write down the function or used to calculate semester mark for Mamba J. Anyone who can answer that? Are we still together?
Yes.
Okay, the one who say yes now. Okay, can you answer that? Write down the function that is used to calculate the semester mark for Mamba J. for this person, what is the function used to calculate the average or the semester mark for this Mamba J? Anyone who can answer that?
Precious.
Hmm? Eh? No one. Are you all lost?
Kind of.
Eh? Are you confused?
Equals average.
Yes, the other person is coming up with the answer. It's equal sign, then
Average.
yes. Into brackets.
F.
Equals sign.
No, it must not start with F.
C5.
No, it's not C5. For Mamba J, it's not C5.
H8 to
C8.
Yeah, it's C8 to F8.
F8.
Yes. So if I press here, you can see, I will press this one. You can see here, it shows me that this is the function used here. Equal sign average into brackets C8 up to F8. So those are the kinds of the questions that you will come across maybe during the test and the exam. Like, okay, give me the value. The other question is this one. What is the value? What is the value of G9? What is the value of G9? Eh?
364.
Yes, 364.
364.
Yes, it's 364. So it's like that. So I just want you in your own time at home, if you have a desktop or a laptop, just go and open Microsoft Excel. Type something like this. Type something like this. Just create your own Excel file. Type this student number, names, and practice to do these ones. So to get the final mark here, on your own, you can also go and do that. Final mark will be 60% of semester mark and 40% of exam. So with that, I will do it also in class, but in your own, you can also go. Exam marks are the ones that you can put, because this one students will write exam and get, let's say this person got 78 exam and this one got 79 exam. This one will not write, and this one, so this one will be 0, because this person will not write exam, didn't qualify. And this one, and this one got 90. So in your own time, just go and check which formula can you use to calculate the final mark. And the final mark, we say, is given by 60% of semester mark and 40 plus the 40% of exam mark. Just go and work around and see if you can answer that. Create this spreadsheet. Write any numbers that you want here. Try to check if you can do the summation function. Try to check if you can do the average function, and also come up with this formula. You can create it yourself or just go and play around. But I will show you on Friday. Is there any question for now?
Yes.
Because I don't want our online classes to be long, so that it
We have
won't consume a lot of your data, and also that you can also follow it after.
We have
So is
questions.
there any question?
Yes.
Okay.
So how did you draw up this table? Like, how many rows did you pass to make this column and the rows?
All right, thank you for that. Okay, when you open Microsoft Excel, it comes with this rows and column by itself like this. Can you see it? So you just write here. Okay, let's say this one is the student number. You write student number here. You write student number. Okay, let me just make it short. STD. And then you write here is the names. And you write here test 1. If it's like that, test 1. Then you continue like writing like that. So here on top, okay, I'll just show you. Okay, let me just do this one. Test 2. You write all those ones. If you want these rows to be highlighted, because Excel by itself, it comes with column and row like this. So, but they are not highlighted. So if you want to highlight them, you can after writing whatever things, you can highlight everything like this. You go to this button here. So this button here, you can choose that you want the borders, all these rows to have borders, or you want the border outside only. If you want all this row to have borders, you just press this one. So all of them, they will have borders like this. So you can play around with this one. If this row, you want them, all of them to be bold, you write bold. And the other thing, if you want to merge the rows, you can highlight from this one to the end, and you press the word merge. See, this one, this button is for merging. So if you press this one, it means that you make all this to be one. You merge this one. So maybe you write that FIT semester mark. Then maybe if you want to merge also this other row, you write, you can just merge it and say 22. Just like that. So you can highlight this one. If you want to put a color on this one, you play around. You just enter color. This one, it's up to you. Just this method is like what we are using in Microsoft Word, this of coloring and so it's up to you how you can do that. Then there you are. If you want to bold, just follow this one bold and this one bold. So student number, you write the student number, names, you write the names of the students, and then test 1, test 2, semester, whatever, all those ones you can write. Did you get it?
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes, just go and play around with these ones and see if you can use those functions, the sum, the average, and if you can also try to check the functions used for count. Let's say if you want to count the total number of students who wrote the exam. If you have 1,000 students and you want to know how many students wrote, you can use this function called the count. You can use a function called the maximum if you want to know the highest mark in the class. So this is what we do every time. I use the Excel. After entering your mark, I will just use the formula to get the highest mark and check, okay, the one who gets the highest is this one. The one who gets the minimum is this one. So you don't have to check one by one. Okay, this one. No, you can just use this Excel to perform those mathematical calculation easily. Let's call it a day now, so that at least those other ones they will get. But if there are questions, you can ask. Are you all sorted?
Yes.
Okay. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to end this recording, and then after this one, I will send it on the group. Those other ones who